If I can't be captain, then no one will be.
And on that note, hello and welcome. This is your GM in the Great Barrier, broadcasting from the center of your entertainment galaxy, and just struggling to contain the mutinous thoughts tonight. We are back with Star Trek Adventures Broken Sword, our Klingon campaign set in 2250. So, for those thinking of the shows, this is actually years before the events of Discovery, Strange New Worlds, the original series. We predate all of that by just a little bit. Uh, but we are back with part 2 of our 4th episode. Have Disruptor Will Travel. Before we get started, in case any players had things they wanted to shout out, take your chance now.
Shout out to the DMV for telling me I'm a really good driver and then still not giving me my license.
Most good, yes.
Double plus good.
Yes.
And if you got that reference, we can be friends.
You have won a rare prize indeed. Anyway.
Ow!
Tonight's episode is brought to you by Gawk Pockets, once again.
Gawk Pockets!
That squirming feeling isn't queasiness, it's the gach. Okay.
I hate you guys so fucking much.
No, you don't. You love us.
And no, you hate us, and it's well deserved.
Ow! God, that's 2 knives in my back now. Both from the GM. Wow.
Honestly,
go for 3.
Yeah, the rule of 3 does dictate that. Although to be fair, I consider that more of a spread option. I was aiming for everybody here. In any case,
oh,
God damn it, that's getting edited out. I have no patience for those jokes. Anyway, let's get into the recap and at least momentarily pause the japery. I make no promises that we would do away with it entirely. Indeed, that's not to the spirit of this campaign or how I roll. But when last we left off, Deanne was some days out from Gleden 2 and had realized the crew had decided that there was need to figure out their next moves. In particular, Captain Tabak wound up pressing for a trip to the planet of Zethlor, a seedy port near the Klingon border and a region referred to as the Borderlands by most powers. It's an area of space largely empty in terms of governmental authorities, although
a Richard Hive of scum and villainy.
Yes, it is widely known that the Orion Syndicate operates on a fairly regular basis in that area. And Zethlor is certainly one of those worlds that would qualify as this. A quick shout out here. The planet Zethlor is actually alluded to in the Klingon core rulebook that Modiphius made there. Obviously, the people behind the Star Trek Adventures system, and I would totally advise you take a look at it, whether you prefer, if you're here and you're enjoying the Klingon game and you're curious about how it works, the Klingon core rulebook is great. They also released a ships book if you are really interested in that. It's more Starfleet oriented, but it's still pretty cool. In any case, Zethlor is alluded to within their contribution to the canon there. So, while others had offered different locations to go visit, the decision was eventually the captain eventually overrode pretty much everyone else, and the one major attempt at convincing him was led by Woe, but she began experiencing issues that she could not quite define. So, with all of that said, the crew resolved to set a course for Zethlor. The arrival was very slightly complicated by a very bad roll on the part of the pilot, but in fact a very ill-timed dropping out of warp that just about destroyed the ship when it nearly collided with a bird of prey. Said bird of prey was managed to survive, as did the Anne, thanks to some swift evasive maneuvers, but they were left very disoriented, and you're just hoping that nobody noticed or that you have bribed the appropriate people to keep it under wraps, as it were.
3 landings. 3 landings he's had to do, and he's crashed the ship twice.
Yep. So, in any case, the actual landing on Zethlor was a fairly safe affair, or you were able to pull that off without much more incident, aside from appropriate bribing of traffic control officials and the dockmaster, just to make sure that the ship would be quiet. It would be quiet around the ship, that nobody would trouble it, and securing your landing permit basically. From there, the crew has gone into sort of the main hub of Zethlor, the area where the primary encampment is being operated. It's something of a very sort of steep mountainous area, but with allowances for fairly wide and flat valleys in some places. The one that you've entered from, or you'd set down in a fair-sized open space, really more of a box canyon type area that which allowed for several landing platforms. The area that you've entered is kind of in a narrower valley type area, and such that there is space. A lot of it is taken up by numerous buildings, stalls, tents of varying degrees of prefabricated designs or something built with what native material there is. This is still a pretty marginal world, all things considered. But in any case, you've set about trying to determine what exactly you could get here. Woe made just a quick pick from one of the street vendors and seems to have acquired what she hopes is useful weapons material. Seems to be some sort of vintage, like phased pulse weaponry of some sort. So, while the rest of that was happening, the group has essentially split off into two. The first group was led by Captain Tabok, including Woe, Raldar, and I believe Dakoth had been activated for this as well, played by our own Joe, who usually plays as a Korg. The second group was just Traven and Dr. Kresick, who had gone off in search of medical supplies, while Tabok went to the nearest sort of building that he thought might resemble an Orion tavern or a club of some sort. It's a place that he would think most likely to locate the business. Kresick had been locating some supplies when Traven accidentally bumped into a hooded figure, and that figure made it past him. 3 Nausicaans did not, or they were about to try and pass him and issued their standard threats. Traven tried to defuse the tension, but further complications ensued, and as a result, they now have knives on him. So we're going to find out what becomes of Traven and the Doctor. The question is, since everybody's here, we may as well get that taken care of. So let's pick right up off of that. So, Traven, you find yourself faced with 3 Nausicaans, all with knives drawn at you. They had been hassling you because of originally because you were in their way with the older figure that had swept past you. They apparently say he hasn't paid them for hearing what he had to say, as if that's something worthy of a fee. And now you've convinced them, I believe, that he and you as well are part of some sort of rare and valuable troop of people, or circus, something of the sort. In any case, they're interested in either gutting you or kidnapping you.
Oh,
So,
we're a circus, all right. And they just found the clowns.
no. So, Traven, you have the third most amount of knives pointed at you as you've had in your life. What is your next move? You get one task.
It will be to convince them to put their knives down.
Okay. Uh, I will ask you for one more control and, rather, I suppose this would be definitely command, but I think at this point, uh, tell me how you intend to persuade them.
Okay. Pointing knives at me. Cool. You got your thread across. I'm gonna be real with you for a second. Do you really want to harm me? Do you see anybody else that's like me around here? You should stop and think, what would somebody of my race be doing by himself? If you want to start a war with a planet that you don't know exists, which I assume you don't, go ahead. But you'd be making a very stupid decision. If you want to make enemies of the planet, by all means do so, but you have no information on my planet whatsoever. That is a stupid move for you. And I promise, they'll come for you. You can either do two things right here. Make some friends or make some enemies. Your decision.
I'm going to call this daring and command.
Daring and command. I'm going I have the diffuse the tension talent.
Hmm.
It gives me an extra die whenever I'm trying to I want to pull it up real quick so I don't make it wrong. I don't want to do the wrong thing here. You attempt a task to persuade someone not to resort to violence. You may add a bonus d20 to your dice roll. Would that apply?
Oh, you know, I feel like this is very much with this type of pitch, it's against the spirit of the talent, but by the letter of the talent, it still counts. So I will allow it.
So would I put task roll at 2 instead of 1?
No, your task roll should be 3 because within the 2d20 system, your base task roll is always 2. It only goes down to 1 if you are assisting, and then it goes up if you are purchasing dice either by talent, momentum, or threat.
Gotcha. So I guess just roll the task roll and then roll a separate d20?
Uh, no, you can push the task roll up to 3 for this.
Okay.
And
Good one, but it's a bad one.
okay. So let's see here. I'm going to have them like run an insight here just to see how they handle this.
You
They
gotta be kidding
match.
me.
That complication. I know what that complication is. Wait. You you are Trill. You you are Federation member. Federation weak. Federation lack the Garumba. And there's no Federation here to save you now. So,
Whoopsie.
yep. So for those watching, Traven did score 3 successes, but also rolled a complication, a natural 20 on the die, which was enough when met with a matching 3 successes from the Nausicaan that he's speaking with. I gave the Nausicaan that knowledge of who Traven was, or rather what Traven was, and enough to know that, while the Federation is nominally a big power, they are very far from this area. So yeah.
Why exactly are you referring to Traven in the past tense?
I think we're about to find out.
Well, so the Nausicaan is about to approach. The Nausicaan is drawing closer, drawing up to his full height and raising his knife further. Um, for 2 momentum, Doc, would you like to intervene here?
Does anybody want me to spend 2 momentum to save Traven, or should we just let him
Yes.
die?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Just checking.
He invented Gok pockets, of course.
We have to stop him.
Then yes, for 2 momentum, I would be delighted to enter the scene.
Should have just given him a gawk pocket and made him sick.
You should have.
So Traven, let's see. First, Woe, I believe you have the momentum there. So if you just drop 2 from the pool.
Don't even the Klingons consider biological warfare offensive?
Oh, hang on. I don't remember how to do this.
So click on the tokens, and it should open up
Yeah.
a menu, and you just pull them out individually.
How do I make them go away once I pull them out, though? That's
You can just delete them.
I don't know how to do that either. Oh, wait. That's so hot. Okay, thank you.
All right. So the Nausicaan is rounding up on you. That they are all probably just a little taller than you, but the one Nausicaan approaching you is most definitely might have. I forget, how tall is Traven again exactly, or how much should you work it out to be?
I think he's 5'8".
Okay, so Nausicaan rounding on you is probably 6'3", 6'4", something like that. And then you see him go from looking at you with just absolute bloodthirst in his eyes to turning his eyes up and raising the knife a little higher, not to bring it down on you, but to possibly deal with a much taller figure that is approaching. If this were something where the sun were behind you and it were shining on them, a shadow would creep over these Nausicaans, or at least this lead Nausicaan.
I can't believe how much biomimetic gel costs. They're ripping me off. This is ridiculous. I could have just requisitioned this if I... Hello?
Hello. Who are you, lizard man?
I am a doctor. Clearly. As I just gesture to all of my hypospace. And who are you?
Our name's not important. What of importance is we make sure that you have no plans on fixing this one up.
I look over. Traven.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I was trying to be nice. what turned out to be my downfall.
I look back at the Nausicaans. Me and him will go our way. You will go your way. Everyone's happy. As I imagine I probably still kind of hunch a little bit just because I've gotten so used to it on the ship.
Yep.
But I don't have to hunch here.
Your
So as I'm
postures are-
saying that, I just straighten all the way up.
Yeah. It feels a little nice, and I imagine there might be like a little bit of a crack as you do that. Let me try. Tell you what, I'm going to ask you to give me. Are you going to intimidate this person, or are you just simply? Is it just the suggestion of?
I'm trying to loom.
Okay. Then I won't
So
necessarily
yes,
have you.
intimidating.
Yes.
Okay. You may attempt to roll an intimidation check if you wish.
Can I? What would that be?
Generally, I think that would be presence and security.
Okay. Could I use fitness since I'm trying to use my actual like stature?
I would accept that. You're practicing good posture. If people are
Yes.
afraid of you, then that's just coincidence.
All right. Fitness and security.
Okay.
Let's do this. Okay.
Well, you might kind of have an effect on some of the Nausicaans, but you've drawn attention to the fact that you have a great deal of hypersprays and medical equipment. The Nausicaans are looking amongst themselves, and one says, "You keep your pet Trill then. Our way is around you, and with that one." You see an older figure, what appears to be an older individual, possibly male presenting, but they're like from what you might have heard of like errant voices, it sounded vaguely male, and the Nausicaans are like seeming to start to go around and make their way towards him.
I look to Traven. The old one. What did he do?
Well, he sent them on a mission and then he wasted their time. So they wanted compensation for wasting their time. Honestly, I'm past it. All good. Fuck the old
And
man.
anyone who deals with Nausicaans is clearly of unsavory character.
I'll take your word on that, and I will learn this lesson.
Okay.
Won't happen again.
Hmm.
Don't tell the captain.
I won't.
Okay.
So I presume then the two of you move on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the Nausicaans will continue their pursuit. The figure will round a corner. The Nausicaans will come after them. If there are sounds of a struggle or whether he evaded pursuit, those questions will be out of your reach and left unanswered for now. But you imagine such is just the way of business in some places on this planet. It is obviously, as you would put it, Kresic, it is a place of many unsavory characters. Uh, Speaking of such a location, Tabak, you and your the main team that you have assembled have found what you would think is probably the best place for the type of business that you are looking for. Let's make sure that you are all in the scene here. So we have Tabak, Woe, Raldar, and Koth. Um, the four of you wind up striding through through a set of doors in one of the largest of the existing structures. It is part prefabricated, with some bit like there are outcroppings of it that are clearly rooted in a prefabricated building, but components of it have been built to such degrees of customization as to give it its own unique flavor, and that flavor being essentially a nightclub where many people probably have disruptors or other weapons. Um, as you would expect,
Dive bars.
a little more, possibly a little more upscale than that, as the venue does appear to be Orion in nature.
That's my next question was going to be the architectural style. Mostly Orion.
Yeah, certainly. There are numerous setups with. There are some nods to the two different Klingon houses, or at least approximations of that, with various sigils about the area, and general symbols. Really, they're just appropriating Klingon culture to pass themselves off as being on nominally being on an imperial world. But here's something for some visual cues to help work things out for those watching the stream here. Yeah, as you get into the sort of main area of the club location, or like you can see just ahead the setup of like wide staircases, areas for numerous people to set off privately and for whatever business they may tend to. Areas
I
with
will
Go
I
ahead.
will warn everybody in the group to just Woe is with us, so probably not going to need to warn her. But every male in who is with me? I got me, Woe, Raldar,
Yo.
and who is that? It? Beaupre is still on the ship, right?
You have Dekoth with you.
The Koth. All right. I'll warn all the guys: avoid Orion females. Trust me on this. Avoid them. I know you've heard the stories. I have different
What
stories.
stories?
Avoid them.
I mean, they're not that attractive anyway, so.
If they get close to you, they will become attractive.
What was like, which one's the females? And she's trying to find them.
The green ones with the long black hair and the two big lumps in the front on the chest.
Definitely going to avoid that for sure.
Well, I don't think you should worry about that. Let me just put it in a single term: pheromones. Okay. They run the show. I don't care if they try to tell you that they're slaves. They aren't. They're the ones running the show. Pheromones.
Wouldn't you know it, as you're entering the club a little bit more, you do notice that there are a few Orion that have very casually but nonetheless effectively surrounded you. One of them, taking a step forward, comes forward with a not not quite showcasing the typical appearance, or at least the appearance you would have expected with an Orion Orion woman, at least in your previous dealings there, Tabak. And let's see if the screen will actually become visible. There we go. Wait for it. Oh, there. My computer just needed to take the obligatory moment of frustration here, and then it decided to work. So we are all good here. Uh, so this is the figure that appears to you. Oh,
Okay, wonderful.
hmm. Well, your new faces.
Yes, we are.
Yes. Well, I will. I bid you welcome to our little corner of the galaxy. Uh, I would just as a reminder, I'm sure if you've been around other places, they've already given you the standard talk, but this one, in case you are new here, weapons are being dampened in this location, so you try to pull something, you're going to be very surprised at how ineffective they are. And for those of you that have more natural capabilities, glancing over at Raldar and Woe, uh, our weapons are at a frequency that can work a bit more effectively with that, so that aren't quite as dampened, you'll find. So they will readily put the damper on your day, as it were.
We are Klingon. We do not go out of our way for battle. It finds us.
Well,
And we are not so crass as to seek it here.
well, half of you are Klingon anyway, and that's good. I would expect that honorable warriors and adventurers would know to at least read the room and not start any shit that they couldn't handle. In any case,
Is there a table for us?
that can be arranged just this way. What is your. Are you here for business or pleasure?
Business.
Very good. She says, giving a slight wave of the hand to the other Orions around you, they begin to disperse. If you'll follow me.
Follower.
Yep. So she guides you up some stairs and through a very sort of busy but dimly lit area, save for intermittent spotlights and fixtures that go on and off at fairly regular intervals. It's nothing that would be nothing so rapid as to give one a headache or anything of the sort, but just uh, it creates a very dark sort of ambiance, if you will. Well, you'll forgive the relative forwardness with the approach back there, but well, let's just say that you can give as many marks as you want to the traffic control, but I know everyone that comes to this world, or every ship captain anyway.
Good to know.
Yes. She guides you over to an alcove, one that is blocked off by the same sort of thick beaded environment. She waves a hand over it, and the beads retract, and you find sort of a rounded booth. It's wide enough that it would be comfortable for you, Tabak, to easily sit in and stretch your legs. Indeed, a full company of Klingons could or rather a good size like main crew or party of Klingons could do that. With Woe and Raldar there, it's at least not going to be uncomfortable. You will have space between you.
Very good.
Yeah, you might want to plan out who's sitting where only so as to, you know, not have Woe and Raldar's legs overlap too much and like risk stepping on each other's toes.
Is there a wall?
There
It's a
is,
booth, right? Is there a wall?
yes, there is a wall behind the seating area, which
All right.
um, is not. It is more like there's definitely a rounded sort of. I wouldn't say exactly couch type area, but it's uh, it's something a little more sprawling, I would think, and the cushioning are more like very large sort of throw pillows, very broad and like something meant for you to just kind of sink in like when you sit in them and lean back, at least for someone of a more typical humanoid size, let's say.
Right. So I'll be in the middle of the booth with my back to the wall, with one or the two big people on either side. On the ends, they get the open end of the booth because
Oh,
it's
nice.
easier, right?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yep. So, as you take your seats, the Orion woman that has guided you into this point says, "Well, if you require refreshment, some can be brought in. Um, this first bit complimentary, as with anyone new seeking labor, and well, so long as you perform your duties well, the house tends to reward it. That being said, you are new here, so I don't know how many would be initially interested in seeking you out. You may
So
have
we're
to.
here to find out.
uh, Well, if you need anything, then come and find me. I am Dasana. You can simply call me the. Well, no, let's just stick with Dasana for now.
The sauna it is.
But she gives you a nod,
I will
and
take a large Ractagino, please.
oh, I'll send the help your way.
Thank you.
She walks off and just turns away. Um, in a little bit of time, there will be a steady flurry of activity for people taking orders of whatever food or beverage you would seek out at this point. Yes, for any flavoring, Tabak, you're getting a Ractagino. Is anyone else looking to get something right now?
Red wine.
Dekoth will also order a Ractagino.
Hmm. Not ready for the
Milk.
not ready for the stiff blood wine yet.
No.
In service of the captain, uh, I do not drink before he does. So
Fair enough.
And wait, whoa, did you just order milk? Is that what I heard?
Is there something wrong with ordering milk, Captain?
No, but I'm curious as to milk of what.
Um, they do
Whatever's available.
they do have some options. Targ is the first one that comes up.
Milk of the one-uddered Targ.
I do not want tag milk. Tags are friends. We do not milk them.
Oh. They'll find some other appropriate substitute animal. It's certainly nothing that you'd recognize from your days long before you arrived in the Empire, but I'm sure they have something passable for you.
Damn you, whoa, I just spewed Coke all over my computer.
And she is. We've done our work for tonight, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This has been your GM in the Great Barrier.
Oh my god.
Now, but I've just been informed that I have to deliver a logical conclusion to this plot and give you guys an out for missions in the future. So I suppose we will continue the game as it was. All right.
My computer is having issues. Okay. I think everything's okay. Oh, it is now. I just have to close everything except Star Trek Adventures. I mean, except for the Roll20. I apologize.
It doesn't like being spit on, Captain.
Apparently not. No. I'm gonna have to clean the monitor off and clean out the keyboard now.
Okay. So.
Right.
Yeah.
They bring the Raktajino back. What is our server?
I would suspect an Orion male is the person that comes by to bring something to you.
One of the big beefy ones or one of the little bitty skinny ones?
I would say this is a more slender figure.
Orion. I have questions.
Your questions are best put to the nearby interlocutor, but I will attempt to answer, he
Then
says.
where is the interlocutor?
Oh. You just let her go a little while ago. Should I bring her back?
Please.
He gives you a nod, leaving drinks behind.
All right. Tabak may know how to
So
deal
you're
with
against
Orions.
Dishonor, Captain?
What was that? What?
Oh. Hey
Did we
there, Will.
lose?
We can't hear you now.
Oh, off she goes.
Oh.
All right. As I was saying, Tabak knows how the Orions do business. Sean, however, is unaware of how we are running the business operation of Orion's
Yes. Well,
business in the Empire.
for meta purposes, I am going to. I'm going to be fairly straightforward. This place will essentially qualify as a. Um, this will essentially be a mission hub of sorts. So you can seek out recommendations. You can look around for others that are in the location and try to place questions to them. There are there are only so many options on that front, but yeah, I can. The point is that I can give you some like you can seek out some mission options through her. You can seek out other figures that are just about the area and uh, speak with them from there. There are also some people that might be interested in being crew or even possibly other characters who have other story opportunities involved.
Okay. So, who do I talk to about finding cargo that needs to go certain places? Preferably non-sentient, inanimate inanimate cargo.
Well, Dasana's probably the best person to speak with on that in that regard.
All right.
So she will return a fairly short time after. Are you settling in, Captain?
Yes. We
Oh.
require work.
Yes, with the craft that you came in on, I am not surprised. So,
News travels quickly.
like I said, you can pay the flight controller as much as you wish, but I am always going to know at least what ships are arriving on this planet.
This is good to know. We look for simple cargo runs right now,
Oh,
preferably non-sentient and or inanimate.
well, that does narrow your options some now, doesn't it? She says.
Yes.
Are
But I'm
you
sure in a
sure?
place as busy as this,
uh, Are you sure that you came to the right place? I'm sure that there is a good port within the Empire that might have readily obliged you on that regard.
perhaps, perhaps not.
Hmm.
Yeah, and what if we just took
Passengers,
people that actually wanted to go anywhere? Yes, exactly. Fucking passengers. Just
passengers may be acceptable. Willing passengers,
Oh,
if you
certainly.
understand my meaning. Now, is there anything, real quick, Mr. GM, is there anything I can roll to help my ass out here? Because, businessman sort of, I know how the Orions operate. Is there anything I can roll to help? At the moment, for some ungodly reason, as a player, I'm just drawing a blank.
Yes, let me think here. Um, and likewise, I will have Dishonor think. Uh, well, I suppose that there are at least a couple options I'm aware of. There have been a few jobs that were brought to our attention fairly recently. There's one interested party that is looking for how shall I say, an escort of a sort. Rather, they they have someone close to them who is on a world that they would prefer not to be on right now. They are, I know, looking for return passage back from said planet. Oh, I believe there's also something with uh, hmm, from a leather belt on her person. She pulls out what appears to be a pad and tabs through a few options, swiping from the bottom of the pad to the top, going through a list. Hmm. There is also, I suppose, if you have any interest in, tell me, how equipped are you for, say, very basic mining functions or anything in that range?
We are not suited for mining.
Oh, well, that's one more off the list. I suppose if you believe that your ship is up to it, there is at least a component of someone seeking to assert a claim of some sort with regards to a different mining operation that could be on the table, I suppose. Oh, and then let's see. Oh, yes. There's one client looking for the transportation of a small quantity of biological goods. I have been assured it is non-sentient.
Can you tell me start and end locations for the biological transport and for the passenger?
Oh, that.
Would the two jobs be compatible?
Oh, I don't know about that. The one client that is looking for, well, I would need, you would need to consult with the individuals in question, with
I
regard
see.
to how they are.
Can you arrange such a meeting?
I certainly can.
And what is your cut from proceedings?
Oh,
I'm assuming there is a finder's fee
it
for
is,
such
and
a generous service.
it will be processed here. A partial fee comes from the submission of the request for a job that the various patrons here place. Part of it, of course, comes from the uh, fee after services are rendered.
Okay, this is acceptable. So, how do we contact our potential clients?
Oh, they're about here. Allow me to. She goes back through her pad. Uh, Here we are, and the with a simple and single sharp wave, another Orion comes over with what appear to be a small set of circular objects. There. These will link. These will direct you to the appropriate location for each client that you wish to speak with. You may visit them in any order, of course, but I would say well, be I don't know, think carefully of what questions you wish to ask, and they will oblige you as best as they can. Do understand, though, some people that come here do value their privacy.
This is understood and to be expected
Yes.
of a
Now,
fine establishment such as this.
now you are seeking work of course, but do you also require additional crew, or are you seeking to make other purchases in this area? This little den of ours does serve as a congregation point for various people looking for work as well, of course.
The answer to all of your questions is potentially yes.
Well, you can. I'm sure that going around, you can find people here as well.
As I had hoped. And again, for such a fine establishment, I expected nothing less.
She gives you very sort of. She gives you the sort of smile that is signifies just pure pleasantry, but a look in the eyes that just says that just firmly establishes that this is you know standard business procedure. She's had this conversation countless times before. Very well. Uh, do let us know if you need anything else, and should you need further help connecting to anyone, we will do so as needed.
The pleasure has all been mine.
So, with that, Dasana will leave the group once again, and you'll find yourself seated alone. Uh, a quick look over the devices, Tabak or Raldar, you'd quickly recognize that it looks to be a small sort of I wouldn't say exactly holographic interface, but it's a small tab that would have a display signal that kind of, the closer you get to someone, it emits a signal that kind of, the closer you are, the more frequent it gets, basically. The
Right,
colors on
right.
it, the color and
I'm sort of
sound and
picturing.
vibration, yeah.
I'm sort of picturing like from the Mandalorian, the little pucks that go beep 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 when you get close to the target.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good way to think about it.
Right, and as we get closer, theirs starts to beep, so they know someone has got a puck and is trying to find them.
I think that's as
Correct.
smooth a way to conceptualize this as possible.
All right, so we have two potential jobs. What can we see of the clientele here?
Mm. Uh, I guess I would ask for an insight and security from anyone that wants to attempt the role. The difficulty on this task, I'm
All right,
going
I
to
will.
set to 2 just because of um, the lighting situation or the ambience of the club.
I would be
Yeah,
glad.
I'm not looking for like an in depth. I'm just trying to see kind of what I've got to work with at a glance. So yeah, nothing. I'm not seeing nothing useful. Oh, that's a
Hazard
good.
awareness?
Look
You
at
know,
that.
that would kind of work. Um, so,
That all makes sense because I've got the two apes on either side of the table that I can't see past. So,
well,
well, the lizard and the kitty cat, but whatever.
yeah.
I was about to say apes. Really?
Sorry, I was having a Starship Troopers moment with my vocabulary.
So, from your vantage point, yeah, Tabak, it's kind of a wash for you, and you can't make anything out over the sick beats and flashing lights. It's all just, it's past your bedtime anyway. Yes. Um, well, you're not making out much. Like there are a few signs of like areas where it is indeed meant to be more of a club type function, where you would say see the typical press of bodies from people that are uh, either dancing or otherwise getting more closely acquainted. This is Orion, after all, but I don't feel like we need to go into too much more detail. There are beads tastefully everywhere, so that helps things too. Um, but yeah, suffice to say that it's a lot for you to process. You can't quite make out as much. Uh, Dekoth and Raldar, you both get a sense of there are a few figures that seem to stick out to you a little bit more. The most boisterous of them would appear to be well, this is actually a little surprising. One of the few Hemhook Klingons that you've seen around. Um, a man with partial armor and a like like the typical sash of a Klingon warrior, and what appears to be sort of leather armor all around his abdomen, but arms that are left relatively free. He appears to have a semi-crazed look and a great jovial smile as he is screaming with regard to a toast to his crew's victories. Just give you that gentleman there. Um, not to if there's one person that if you inadvertently spilled their blood wine that might take the most offense to something, he'd probably be figure that you'd least want to deal with. Outside of that, there are a few other figures that you begin picking up on. Say, Dekoth, you notice by far, you actually notice another Hemhoch, but what catches your eyes more than anything else is just how striking they are. And when I say this, I mean to say that they are just the most impeccably trimmed or presentable Klingon that you might have ever seen. Not in the typical warrior fashion, but just long, luxurious hair and like a face that is uncannily, seemingly, I don't know what the quite word is, shaped or sculpted or something of that, but whose outfit is like both completely functional, but is like it is a color combination that works so thoroughly well, particularly against the flash of lighting, that it there's something just very uncanny about this individual. Um, it's especially weird because you think that at least some of it at its base almost resembles an old Imperial uniform or a version of an Imperial uniform. Um, Otherwise, you both clock a what seems to be a cloaked figure that is vaguely looking around the club area from a table of their own. They are presently sitting alone. There's a very slight tip of they very slightly tip their head up. They're mostly immersed in darkness, aside from the intermittent lights of the club, because they have a booth of their own essentially. And it is a cloaked figure, that is to say, wearing a cloak, not a device that does not exist so far as the Klingons are aware. Um, but through that occasional flash of light, you do pick up signs of what would at least appear to be a Klingon, possibly Hemhuch or Kulchawi. So they are basically sitting on their own, glancing about with a single mug of some sort, uh, one that they barely seem to have touched. Um, Otherwise, I think the one other figure that would that you would immediately notice, or that would at least pass your eyes right at that moment, would be a Nausicaan gentleman who has some sort of elaborate harness and is just wide-eyed, or a wild look in their eyes. This one more of a sort of terror of some sort. And they are being carried by a couple of burly Orion gentlemen and being carried out of the club. So those are the ones that you notice just right away.
Out of character, my guy's going to be looking at the bar for a couple of hobbits for the guy in the cloak in the corner.
There are no, there probably are a few Ithanites in the bar. Come to think of it, um, at least one of them, hair deeply gray and like his face wizened by age, looks to Dekoth as he passes by. Hello, friend.
Dekoth wants to take a look at the ones that were very elegant. Would that be an insight? Like, what would it be? Like a history? I don't know.
Oh.
Like a history check or a knowledge check kind of thing?
You were talking about the one Hemhoch that seemed to be just so impeccably put together.
Yeah.
Does Dekoth just go up to approach the individual?
No, I'm gonna point him out to the captain. That something just seems royal to him. And it looks like Tabok's computer just crashed.
Oh no.
We're all having technical issues tonight.
Tabak just says, "Oh, I wish they'd turn down this music for just a little bit. I can scarcely hear myself think."
You're getting old, Captain.
Good thing you didn't bring that darn helmsman, that bad helmsman of yours.
Um, the ship's landed, so that his job's done for the moment.
Barely.
I'm wondering, Captain, if they might be somebody to avoid. Somebody dressed like that is definitely trying to, in my opinion, show off and not hide. And if we want to steer clear of any entanglements with the those we should avoid, maybe we should avoid contact with him or them.
As you speak, and I think that this should work partly just to buy some time while our player for Tabak recovers, but I'm just going to drop the threat to cut off Tabak from further doing anything. There's a particularly loud bit of music that comes in, and the acoustics force Tabak to say, "What? Um, bother me with this in a moment. I require more of this," he says, and he just starts nursing the wrecked Gino gently. So your warnings for the time being will go unheeded to Koth, but once Tabak is actually back, then you can attempt that again. Um, Furthermore, you can get.
And whoa. Oh,
Yep.
sorry.
Well, Raldar, the ball I suppose would be in your court. You can both act as you wish here.
I'd like to go up to the one that's being dragged away by the Orions.
Gotcha. So let's see, I had better just orient him properly here. There we go. He's being carried. Um, one of you see the Orions are like carrying the gentleman, and as you close the distances, you realize he is just chattering away. You don't understand the. We. I just need another crew, set the bearings, and it'll be all fine. You're at your limit here. The
Hello,
burly.
gentlemen.
They look to each other.
I'm sorry.
What do you want, cousin?
I was just wondering what's going on here. This gentleman seems... She sighs. I can smell his fear from across the room. What's going on?
He is displeasing some of the patrons. We are moving him away from them, preferably outside.
Well, he doesn't seem to displease me. Do you mind if I just take it from here?
They take another look at each other. He is your mess to clean up.
I'm a whiz with a mop, mate. And she picks him up.
Oh.
No, you're good.
This is a new direction. The bearings have changed. The course is set, but to where?
Oh, you're a right hoot and a half. I'm taking you directly to the captain.
The the captain. We're reporting into the captain. We must move carefully. Must plot the course. There be dangers out there. I've seen them.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, let's go plot the course over here at my table, okay?
Yep. Taybach is presently nursing the Ractigino, still working down the headache. Or he may be away from the table at this point. I will let him assert agency properly once he is.
No, I'm still sitting there. I'm back. Can you hear me?
Okay, excellent. Um,
Yeah.
you
No, I'm still sitting there at the table drinking my Ractigino, waiting for her to bring me crazy people.
Yep. As this is happening, Dakoth is going on about how this one just utterly impeccable looking Klingon on the far end of the bar should not doesn't look like they should be trusted or looks overly flashy. The specifically this individual, I think, is what Joe had been saying. When
Yep.
Woe walks over with a Nausicaan, who has some sort of elaborate harness kind of around his midsection and neck.
Looking past the apparently either crazy and or drunk Nausicaan that Woe is carrying over here, the which of the two flashy Klingons is it? The darker one or the lighter one?
It is the one with the
That one.
much better hair, the long,
Um,
luxurious hair.
right. What can I
Not
take a
it,
look at him? Is there anything that I can see about him
uh,
that's potentially of interest aside from the
main,
flash?
uh, mainly, I think that, and Raldar might have been able to comment on this for you. The the character does seem to have what appears to be a variant of an older imperial uniform, but it's been if it is, it's been changed and augmented over time. It's a bit more color coordinated now. It's other than that, there isn't, I guess, much to say about that.
Can I see a house crest on him at all?
Nope,
I mean, nope. Too far away, probably. Too dark.
nope.
Okay.
Does he see Tabok looking at him?
Well, let's run a
I'm
check.
not exactly being shy.
Yeah, let's see
Do
here.
Klingons even have a word for shy?
Surreptitious.
Bottom.
Oh my.
Oh my. Oh, we are a
All
twisted bunch.
all right. We're kind of doing this a little bit on the fly here. Let us unless wait, no. I gave you that sheet, so that should be where did I put it? It was right here, and now it's not.
Who took it?
Okay, well, that's unfortunate.
Are you looking for his sheet?
Yes. I
I
thought
found it. I have
okay.
it open.
Okay. I don't know if you'd modified it at all since last we spoke. Um, but if so, um, let's see. I'll say if everything is set for it, give me a let's call this an insight and I'm prepared to just spend the threat and let you do this because I'm don't remember how much work was actually confirmed on that. So let's.
There's very little. It's
Yep.
just an idea.
I'm just going to drop the threat then and say yes. You do happen to notice uh, between a between a tall Kazinti dragging a Nausicaan, a very large reptilian creature, and You unmistakably notice a couple of Kohach, other Klingons. One of them seems young and suspicious, but your eyes meet with this slightly older, more determined, experienced, and just generally like I don't know. There's something about him as your eyes meet.
I
Don't,
make a beeline
don't,
for the table.
don't, Bo. Do not start with the comments about all of the potential romantic implications and everything the GM just said. Please don't.
Oh, Woe's not starting anything, honey.
Yep.
All right, Ray, don't start it.
The well-coiffed Klingon closes the distance. As you get closer, you can take at least more full notice of their features, which just like obviously they are Hemhook, so um, you see
Lumpy.
the expected cranial ridges. Of course, long, luxurious hair, and you'd say like a mustache that is like trimmed to the millimeter, um, or let's call it millicam for the
Okay.
Klingon measurement here. That is now canon. Yes, good.
Okay. He walks up to the table and leans forward, like kind of moving the drinks aside. I don't care if he spills one into cough slap at all.
Real quick,
And
do I
looks
do I see any house insignia on him up close now?
I don't think we'd worked anything out on that, Ray, but I will.
there shouldn't be.
Okay,
Okay.
there's none.
He's houseless. Okay, that's fine. There are a lot of Klingons who are. Just trying to make sure who I'm dealing with.
And he locks eyes with the captain and says,
Noch ne.
"Are you looking for something?" And he flicks his hair.
Always. Isn't everyone?
My, aren't we adventurous?
A lot less than
Is
you
there
think.
anything I can do for you? And he kind of bats his eyes. I assume you are a captain.
You appear to be under a misapprehension.
How's that? He leans forward closer.
I'm looking for work and crew. You appear to be neither.
Well, that's where you're wrong. I am a person of many talents.
Yes.
And he leans back and does like a little, opens his arms, kind of like a magician would.
Ta-da!
There's like a flick of his fingers, and he produces some kind of card. It's not quite a business card, but it's not a business card. A calling card, if you will.
Klingon calling card? Isn't that typically a dagger with your name etched in it and you throw at someone? Or you have
I'm
invented
sure
a
he'd
new
be willing
thing.
to throw daggers with you anytime.
I'm not looking to sword fight anybody right now. Thank you very little.
Okay.
Even if we're both Klingons and we are dual wielding.
Oh God, you took
I
it too
hate
far.
this. I hate what I have wrought.
No.
I am reaping what I've sown, and it's awful. Oh no! What the hell?
Oh, on point as ever, Raldar.
They look to Aralder and they're like, they snap their fingers and you move.
Raldar, stay where you are.
And Woe's spot is empty right now.
No. This is a display of dominance. This is
So, anyways, Captain, I think you should get some blood wine.
Do what now?
Some blood wine. Might be more fun that way.
Yeah, I'm not looking for fun.
And
you could have fooled me.
Did I ask you?
Your eyes did.
Not exactly. You appear to be bad at interpreting.
Then speak plainly, Captain.
I did.
What are you looking for?
I look for crew and I look for
Specifically.
work. What
Yes,
do you
I can
do?
see that. His patience simply snaps out. I can see that you have plenty of muscle. Do you need anyone with computer or piloting experience?
I may need a new pilot sometime soon.
DeCoste kind of smirks at the comment about the pilot.
I need people of all skill sets in my crew.
That is obvious. He looks at Woe, who's dragging a crazy person. Very obvious.
I have no idea why she's bringing that one over here. However, my crew is bringing me someone to speak to. I did not invite you. What do you have to offer?
Well, I have already offered what I have to offer.
Piloting skills.
I think you can figure it out.
And you offer piloting skills and computer skills?
Yes.
Can you repair as well as utilize?
Yes.
Meet me at...
He leans forward again. I can do whatever is needed of me, and I'm more than happy to do what you need of me.
How can you be more than happy? That sounds like a dangerous mental condition.
Oh, you have no idea. There's like a twitch in his eye.
Do you enjoy creating insane...
Oh, yes, of course.
characters that...
Darling, have you met me?
That will fuck or cuddle with anything that moves.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
What else is there?
Good answer. Good answer. Survey says.
yes.
Yes. She likes making them, and I'm the GM that helps her realize them.
Oh, you are both sadistic, aren't you?
The appropriate amount, yes.
I mean,
Okay.
it's kind of a necessity for the job description. I'd expect you'd know that, Sean.
I know. I got you. I just needed clarification, and not clarification. What's the word I'm looking for? Confirmation. There we go. Good Lord. Right. All I need is crew. Come to so-and-so. Come to Docking Bay 35 tomorrow in the morning, and we will see what you are capable of as far as computer use. Is this agreeable?
Enjoy this, Captain. And with this, he walks away, sashaying as he goes.
Oh God, it's a gay Klingon. Oh my God. It's a very, very gay Klingon. I'm not saying they don't exist, but it's just odd. We don't normally see those.
All of my characters are crazy or gay or both.
Okay.
Get used to it.
I'm gonna have to.
Klingons are Greek style.
No, I don't think so. Are you talking Spartans?
No. I'm thinking Roman. It's not gay if you top.
Well, it wasn't gay. They didn't care as long as the catcher was of a lower social status.
Oh dear, we are definitely in the oh my stream now.
Oh man.
Sorry about that.
Yep.
No, that's historical fact.
It's you know what?
That's
This is my
historical
fault. I brought
fact.
us into the old mind stream.
Looks
Let's back out of there though.
looks
How
at
Roman are the Klingons?
stares at stares at recording and troubling GM. Oh, anyway, let's see. So as the Klingon whose name you did not bother to ask, Tabok, they sashay off. Although I believe they did leave some sort of card. Would that have had the Klingon script, Tabok? Or rather, Ray, would that have had the script for the name?
Yeah, in very cursive writing, as cursive as Klingon writing can be.
Yep.
Oh God, fancy Klingon handwriting.
Oh,
Wonderful.
and it smells of perfume too. You're not getting away from my bullshit.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
So the plan is to marry up, I hear.
Tabok, did you
But
did
that's
you
Tabok, so that's not very high.
No, sadly.
Tabok,
Not compared to most of my crew.
do you bother to read through the did you bother to inspect the card any further?
No, not really. I hadn't picked it up.
Okay. So I guess it will just be left there.
Yet.
The perfume will continue to waft around the area. The three of you have a moment before Woe enters in with the Nausicaan gentleman.
What have you brought, Woe?
I mean, what haven't I brought, Captain? I just keep bringing the gifts.
Aside
The
from
gifts just keep right on.
Aside from entertainment, chaos, damage, annoyance, headaches. What else have the Romans given us? What have you brought? What have you brought to my table now?
There's.
I think you just about got it right. I think you hit the nail on the head with that one, Captain.
Yes.
And she kind of shoves the babbling fool forward.
Oh.
Go on.
You're the captain. You're not the captain, but you're the captain. Yes. Can you set me down now, please?
I mean, I thought I did, but you know what? Maybe let me just pick
you up and set why is
you
the world still sideways? He places he clasps hands on either side of his face and turns it sideways. Much better. Yes. Greetings, you are the captain.
And you are?
Oh, I am Bahan. I was of a ship once, but...
Are you drunk or are you mad?
I need steadying. I need blood wine. Raldar, he reaches for your blood wine.
Slaps his fucking hand. How fucking dare you? Get your own drink.
You slap away the hand effortlessly as he recoils and he brings the hand up to his own face and kind of has all but two fingers curled in. The remaining two, what would be like the index and middle fingers, essentially together to point and just kind of gently batting at a little bit of air in front of him. That is yours. The blood wine is yours, and the reptile is yours. He says, gesturing to you, Tabok.
The reptile is of my crew.
Oh, interesting. Good. Okay. So, you are the captain. You are the reptile, and you are the carrier, says, looking back to you, Woe.
Yes, I'm Atlas. I carry everyone on this rock.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Atlas. I am Bahan.
Lovely to make your acquaintance, Bahan.
Uh,
I think he's going to be great for the ship, Captain.
Whoa. Why did you bring this madman over here?
Listen, every good crew needs a man. This is who you sacrifice right out of the gate. Don't you know anything?
We already have one.
She looks to Raldar.
I look so low. Narrowing eyes.
Meanwhile, we cut to Traven, who sneezes. Uh,
Somewhere else he sneezes.
yep. Oh, that's where it was. So anyway,
Whoa, I will ask again. Why did you bring me a madman?
I don't know, he seemed interesting. I mean, who knows all the good people besides the ones that get kicked out by him?
He was being kicked out of this establishment?
Yeah, didn't you see? He was being dragged on the floor.
Why were they kicking you out? How old is this guy? Does this guy look like an old Nausicaan, young Nausicaan?
he looks like he's seen. He looks like he's seen quite a few years. As far as like his physical age could go, his eyes look like they have seen even more.
I've seen things you people wouldn't understand. Why were they kicking you out, old man?
I needed I needed a new crew.
You have a ship?
I had a ship and a crew and a captain. And then one before that, and one before that, and we were so close that time. We found it, but then it got the better of us. Yes, it did. It got the better of us the first time, and we didn't even know what we were dealing with. And then the second time, oh, they thought they were ready, but no, they weren't. They went in too fast. They went in too fast. They didn't check their doors or corners. They moved too fast, and it got them then. Then the third one, that time I had my own ship. I had scrapped together what I could. I pulled together a crew. I had to hire a captain because that was the condition. But then the captain, he he would have cut his losses. He would have left, but he was dead. And then the others, so many dead in the ship, all lost. Oh, but so close to wealth, to riches, to fame, and they won't let me.
Who won't let you
So-
what?
How do you keep living if everyone else keeps dying?
It wants me to live.
What does, old man?
Oh, he says, clutching. That is the grumble he gets as he clutches a fist and shakes it in the air. Old man yells at Cloud style. There is a thing so great out in the infinite night. It tasks me to all existence and to all end, to past entropy and heat death. Through darkness and radiation, it dares me, but I will have it. I need to be steadied. Where is the blood wine? He reaches for Raldar's blood wine again, this time a little faster. So, Raldar, I will ask you for a daring and security to contest.
I see.
So, you must beat a 2. Oh no! Narrative or threat?
Narrative.
Okay.
Thank you.
He he snatches up the blood wine and just starts like shaking it out into his face, getting more just onto him um, than in his mouth. Your claw shoots up to try and grab it, and in the process, send it like there's a bit of a tug of war, and the the what's left of the mug it slips from your hands only just. You didn't quite get a good angle on it, but it slips from his as well and goes flying off into the crowd and clattering into one of the beefy Orions, who turns around and gives you just. Actually, no. It hits the Klingon gentleman who is busy celebrating, and he lets out a scream that is much less pleasant. Not one of pain, but of anger.
Oh, great.
Also, at this
Raldar,
point.
look what you did!
I didn't do anything.
At this point, just because it's also been a little while for you to be in, Kresic, Traven, would you have wanted to rendezvous with the crew at this point, or would you prefer to be out still about other tasks?
Following the doctor.
Well, once I finish shopping, I did tell you last session that once I was done getting my supplies, that whatever you needed to do, we could take care of.
I gotcha. Well,
So
we'll
if Traven doesn't have anything in particular, then we'd probably still be doing whatever that was.
um, I we'll leave that to that in a moment, and we can revisit you two very shortly. But the Klingon captain comes over, um, his eyes aflame. Which one of you do I owe that little dent to?
The crazy man.
He stares in that man's general direction, and let's see. I'll just go for. Oh, set that. Okay, there we go. So, with a simple back of the hand slap, he will knock the Nausicaan back. The Nausicaan was not even in a position to respond to it. Keep your hands on your cup next time. And then he'll about face and leave. You consider that you got off lightly. However, this place does also have a prohibition against weapons, or rather, the types of like any armed conflict beyond that. So, you know. Ugh.
Woe's intrigued by this dude too. Can she go up and throw an arm around him and say, "Oh, my sincerest apologies, mate. I don't know what's going on to him. He's just been really having a rough time since he lost his ship. Why don't I buy you and your company around?"
He
I
he
need you to
gra-
understand, I have no intention of actually paying for this man.
Yep. He growls and then bares his teeth, and it turns into a great smile. Now that's more like it. And
Ah, to
he'll,
you we celebrate, and
yep. Woe will be momentarily engaged as this Klingon clasps Woe behind the back and just screams to the bartender, "Another!" and all that. Uh, as to Bahan, he steadies himself. Oh, I think a mug hit me.
Yes, it did.
Um, you should keep better hold on it, he says to Raldar. Yeah. So,
Raldar, don't eat him.
I wasn't going to eat him.
I'm
I was
making
just going to stab him.
Don't do that either.
But I must do what must be done. I must find it. Uh, so much to be had. My pride.
The One
Recouping
Piece,
my
whatever.
wealth.
Well,
Can Dakoth attempt a Vulcan nerve pinch on this guy to calm him the heck down?
Yeah, sure. Control and or no, daring and science difficulty 5 because you've never done a nerve pinch in your life.
I'm gonna take a momentum for a third dice.
okie
Spectacular.
dokie. Have fun with that.
I do have brawling. Does that count?
Brawling does not a nerve pinch make, I'm afraid.
Darn. Okay.
Good try though. Holy shit, you almost got it. 4 successes on like a Klingon like a Klingon from a backwater farming world. Um, you do kind of in the process you do kind of choke him a little bit. So I guess you can or like you pull the harness that he has on him in an uncomfortable way. So I guess you can roll. I'll say roll damage for unarmed strike.
If this was Woe's new, secondary character, he'd be saying harder, Daddy.
Jeez. I'm halfway to taking threat for that.
Halfway.
I don't have unarmed set on this character. So what dice is it? Is it
That's
just
most unusual. Just roll 3 challenge dice. Should be in the bottom of the dice task roller. And then I will add effects and
1 plus
qualities appropriately. It should be okay. So yeah, that didn't quite work. Let me go in and fix this just very quickly. It'd actually be a little bit more than that, I realize. Oh, here, let's roll for this. I will just change the effects appropriately. Obviously, it's not using the dagger, but let's see. So that is 4. 4 points of damage plus knockdown. So Dakoth going in to try and like just incapacitate this Nausicaan gently. He goes what he thinks a Vulcan nerve pinch is, but winds up just slamming his face down into the floor, into the table.
quiet? The captain is talking to you.
Oh yes. Oh, I am talking to him, telling him of my journey. Tabak, you were saying something before Dakoth got enthusiastic.
Tabak is starting to lose his train of thought here with this crazy guy.
Oh. He was alluding to
what?
pride,
wealth.
wealth, and all
Said
that.
something about wealth. Wealth? What wealth?
There's a great beast out in the dark. It survived so much of what we tried to do, but when we were first hired, we thought we could bring it in. We thought we could gain a reward. But I was not enough. I need a new crew. I must track it down. I must see it through, Captain.
Is this treasure? What is this foe? Why the hell am I entertaining this crazy person? Why am I asking you?
Why indeed, Captain? Why do anything? This is what stories are made for. This is with the songs of your world, or the epic poems of mine.
Then give me a story. Entertain me.
And so Bahan will start to spin the tale of what I will ask you. Give me insight and command here. We'll call this difficulty of. Yeah, I'll be generous here. Difficulty of 1.
Doki. Insight and command, huh?
Mm-hmm. That is
Hey,
1 success, so that is enough. Bahan begins to spin a tale. He is unsteady and with the smell of blood wine on him, although most of it is just on him as opposed to what he was able to imbibe. He goes about describing what you steadily pick up on to be a cosmozoa of some sort, one of some apparent value, although um, he is somewhat vague on some of the elements of this. He like simply saying it is special or referring to it as the one or something of the sort. He claims to have numerous diagrams and readouts with regard to it, although he has nothing on his person. He, through the story, reveals he also has some expertise in space sciences and particular understanding of interstellar physics and whatnot. He is essentially someone that, if you are interested, could prove a point, could be part of a crew, and may present a mission of a sort.
yeah, that's what I figured. This is a big hook, and I just don't know if I'm the right fish for this.
No.
Because yeah, he sounded an awful lot like I said. He sounded an awful lot like Space Ahab.
No.
We're gonna go look for a white space whale. Could be interesting.
Yeah. So I think that we will leave that for the time being, as Tabak, Raldar, and Dekoth listen to it. I imagine Dekoth still has this man just pinned through the whole thing. And Bahan is like only too
I
happy to keep.
I would have lifted his head back up and had my hand still on his neck, kind of like that buddy pose, where it's like, he's got that strong arm on his neck, just waiting for the opportunity to hit him again, but he's letting the guy talk.
Yep. So, elsewhere, we'll cut around for now. I guess before we leave, Dekoth, you're engaged with that. Tabak, you are listening to that. Raldar, is there anything else with regard to the current scene you want to do, or are you content to listen to Bahan?
I am good.
Gotcha. All right. And then, Woe, you are somewhat separated from the group, albeit elsewhere in the bar. Is there anything else you wanted to do, or things that you might want to do in a bit?
Okay, so I'm with the dude celebrating. I was gonna try and use him to figure out if he had any contacts for us.
Gotcha.
Any jobs he's interested in
Yeah.
having done?
Well, we can revisit that more in a moment here. I
Okay.
think we'll go back for the moment with Traven and Kresik, who are wandering about other stalls. At this point, Kresik, you've acquired the medical gear and you've escaped both with your life and with that of um, the Trill individual, a specimen that you would have been very sad to have lost so early on, or when there is still so much study that remains to be done.
Yep. So I'm just at this point I'm just accompanying Traven wherever he needs to go.
Yeah. Now, I would think you probably have lists of other goods that were needed for the ship. You could stick to just grabbing You could just stick to grabbing what it would make sense to do in character, or if you prefer, you could also um, seek out some of the other items that we mentioned last time. If you, I know it wouldn't logically make sense probably, but if Traven saw that and it wants to be useful with a shopping list, then that option exists.
I did just remember we do need to go to the food stalls because I need to get what was his name? The shy one
Vopra?
on the ship. Yeah, Vopri. I need to get ingredients for his diet because his is different than y'all's.
Yep.
Then we go.
Is
Okay.
there like a food district where like a farmer's market area almost?
There, oh, Traven, my sweet summer child. Zethlor, at least in the area that you are visiting, is not. I wouldn't call it a farmer's market. Um, there's certainly a place with all manner of different types of food. It's definitely like an open market of sorts, and there are some bits of produce that are on display. A lot of it is like closer to processed street food type things, and there's maybe a few references to, um, you know, bits of produce that are more of a standalone thing or that could be used for ingredients. Much of it is more for things that maybe are more legally questionable. Um, but it's definitely slimmer pickings, but there's at least a little bit that you could acquire.
Anything I can get for him because I don't want to have to keep making meat and having him just sit there and eat nothing basically.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So uh, yeah. Basically, Traven, you are going about picking various bits of produce. Kresik, are you at all like getting involved with any of this, or are you
I'm
are,
more just making sure that he doesn't get himself into any more trouble now.
yeah, it's
I'm
the
gonna give him the fruit to smell to make sure it's not rotten.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but I'll pretend. I'll absolutely pretend like I know what I'm doing.
he's just kind of pulling awkward dad standing around that doesn't really get what's going on or anything of the sort. Um, and I'm sure, Traven, you are likely handing off a good bit of this to him because while you have some bags on hand, this is not exactly the place that would give you a shopping cart.
Yes, I am your shopping cart. I understand.
I haven't been shopping in 5 years.
Yes, it's something truly special.
You guys have to use money?
Oh, I like that stand. Let's go get a slave.
No slaves.
Well, yeah, Kresik,
I would have something to say about. Let's have something big time to say about that one.
yep. The
No,
Okay.
bad Traven.
Sorry, I'm just excited. There's so much here.
oh, you take a man out of the Federation for a time. Anyway, um, yeah. So, uh, when you are satisfied with the produce, you find that based on like there's a relay from the ship to from your communicator to the ship as you let them know that you have those goods. Vopri is at a terminal on the Yon, and broadcasts back essentially. Um, the other half of the crew have or like are in the process of still arranging some sort of like job situation or looking for crew. There are other items that remain to be acquired. The bulk of it would be more dealing with either technical components, some Woe's weapons wish list, a few other things in that vein.
Woe's weapons wish list.
Yes.
Love it.
She was very insistent it be listed exactly that way.
Woe adores alliteration.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with a little alliteration.
Yep.
Literally.
So, yeah. For now, I guess, unless you wish to engage with that, you are otherwise free to explore the port or to join the rest of the crew. I don't think that they like. Otherwise, is there anything that you would want to do in particular, or opportunities that you would want to seek out?
I want to get the doctor wasted.
That's not gonna happen, buddy.
This is a different type of water, but it's not going to be. It's just going to be vodka.
It's not gonna happen, buddy.
Everclear's just like water. It looks the same.
There are some things that aren't going to happen, and that's one of them.
You could grab
Kresic would probably just he'd get in contact with the captain, see what the status is, and if he's needed there
Yep.
or not.
When the comm line connects at some point just after Bahan has finished his I would say a second telling about the about what you've gathered is his whole deal, Tabok. You're able to connect. Kresic, you are met with a rhythmic beat from whatever ambient noises, of the location Tabok is in.
Captain, my supplies and the cooks have been acquired. Do you have anything you need us to do?
I'm trying to yell over the noise. Good! Take them to the ship! And then find us at blah 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 bar.
Understood.
I have a crazy person that you just have to meet.
Are they fucking partying without us?
What was that?
He asked if you were partying.
No, we're finding work.
Good.
Oh yeah, sure. That totally sounds like looking for work.
We will meet you there when we can.
Good.
Kresic out.
Flip.
And so yeah, I would just do that. Head straight back to the ship, drop off my supplies, put my dangerous chemicals in the dangerous chemical shelf. The one that's not by my man-eating plant. And then
Is this the Audrey 5?
yes.
Okay.
And then I would, as long as Traven, I would make sure that Traven accompanies me to this bar.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which, after consulting with the like any sort of map or finding somebody who was able to give you advice, you learn is aptly referred to as the Den of Iniquity. Or that's at least the closest translation from the original Orion that it is named.
Sounds lovely. Let's go.
So,
Kressic's like, oh, how many new diseases can I find?
There's a new disease born in this place every minute, I'm sure.
yes. Meanwhile, back at the den, Well, it is now about 3 rounds of blood wine since you came over with the one Klingon gentleman, and he is singing of his crew's exploits.
Wait, I
Uh,
thought this guy was a Nausicaan.
no. Woe went over with the Klingon
Crazy
that,
was Noskin.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, right. The guy who got hit in the head with the mug.
yep.
All right, I apologize.
They, I must say, that small pitiful science vessel didn't know what was going to, what it was getting into. But I must say,
Yeah.
oh, I will say, those Andorians, they do put up a fight. I got lucky and found the wily one that brought one of those blades they have. He produces a new Shantor from his belt. They're uh, not the most practical, I'd say, but oh, you have to get close for this one.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes,
Truly, you are a very, very competent warrior.
yes. I, I managed to get around that, and I got their antennae as well. He rather gruesomely pulls out a string with some Andorian antennae dangling from it.
Oh, you should put those on a necklace. That would look beautiful. You
Uh,
bring great honor to your house. I'm sorry, though, I didn't quite catch your name in all the celebration.
oh, one. I do not blame you for us. And this is when caught in such celebration, some of the details fall on the wayside. I am Onach.
Well, nah. Lovely to meet you on Woe.
You look it! Ah!
Ha ha ha! She slaps his back, trying not to hit him too hard. Oh, nah. Alright. She goes, do you know any good little spots around this place? My crew's looking for some little bit of fun like yours has been.
Oh, well, I must say if you're looking for well, depends on the ship you've got. It's not easy and often that one can stroll into Federation space these days without uh, a larger ship or two being present near one of their sensor nets. At least if you go in too far. No, but they put colonies right up on the border these days. They
Disgusting.
uh, very.
She spits on the ground. Who do they think they are? Coming into our part of space like they own the whole place?
That's exactly. They do not know what it means to be Klingon, not like us.
Indeed.
the whole to be fair, this man's crew is mostly Klingon, and at that it is a mix of Hemuch and Kuhach. There's even a Huchawi in the bunch. Oh man,
All
this
three flavors? It's a Neapolitan ship. I love it.
the about the only thing, Woe, that you've picked up from this bunch is that you know, honor might be a question here, but love of battle not so much. There's these people are just basically you've run into a group of adrenaline junkies, or very specifically battle junkies.
Battle donkeys.
Yep.
So, okay.
Oh. Tell
See.
uh tell me there, Frossen. Are you looking more for the what type of prey is more to your liking?
Oh, anything I can get my hands on. She leans real close in, teeth all shiny and bright in these little low lights. She's trying to really impress these guys just so she can get her dingy little crew some help.
The the best challenge is certainly out there. Although on occasion you go by one of the patrol routes if you're ever in need of well, let's just say there have been a few times that some of the trade shipments aren't watched so carefully. If you're if you're in need of this of resupply, the Empire.
I'm sure the payoff's worth the risk. Sorry.
Oh no, no! Do not apologize to me. You do me an offense.
Oh, I mean, shut the hell up, you bastard! Let me talk!
That's more like it. Here, Bloodwine. Woe, give me a fitness and medicine roll, if you please. Difficulty, at this point, I think we're difficulty 2 drinks in.
Okay.
Oh no,
hang
a
on.
drunk Kazin. We're doomed.
Fitness
Everybody
and
here is
medicine.
Everybody in this bar is
Oh
gonna
my
die.
god. With the talents, it says I get +2 to fitness tests. Although I don't know if this would consider endurance. Maybe endurance of alcohol.
Well, at any rate, you succeeded, so you are all good there.
Yes.
Yeah, you're
Alright.
you're handling these drinks like a champ. Oh, at any rate, the Empire scarcely patrols all its routes anymore. The Imperial fleet, anyway, and some of those houses, those pompous, arrogant Tulpa. Occasionally, one of them is around in an area, and oh, when we can get one of them on their own, the battle is glorious. Was how I got my last
I
ship.
bet it is. Really? She pours him a little bit more bloodline.
Yes.
Do tell me all.
Oh, it.
Actually, hang on one second. She actually kind of grabs like a bar napkin. Me and the boys, we're just trying to make our way in this world, and I'd really love to get some tips from you. Maybe if I'm not stepping on any toes, you could show me the best routes to go.
Oh, I can. He starts scribbling a remarkably legible stellar cartography map, or at least like puts dots on a napkin and starts scribbling out vague positions. It's all horribly inaccurate and it's 2-dimensional, so it doesn't fit. Trade routes between here and here are especially vulnerable. If you go into the Federation, the world's near Todd or not bad, and Arcanus. Oh, that's a good one to hit. Let's see. Doctore Alpha. Oh, that's. I would build a summer home there if it weren't for the Federation.
Oh, really?
But
Really is.
the important part isn't necessarily knowing the place. You can make a target anywhere you go. The real thing is having the right gear. Let me give you let me direct you to one of the best people here. They can supply your ship if you need the extra firepower.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. I'd greatly appreciate it. Oh, no. How the fuck do you say it? Oh, no.
Onach. In the back of the throat.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Ah, thank you, oh, no.
Yep.
Right, it ends with the letter.
Precisely.
Shut up.
How
I'm
is
trying.
it spelled?
There's a Uridian around one of the stalls. He actually has been a remarkably useful supplier in the past. I believe, what was it? Leek was his name. Hadron Leek, yes. Well, command
Hadron
and
Lake.
yes, command and reason. Difficulty 1, please. Actually,
Alright, hold
security and
on.
reason.
Okay. Let me. Where did it go? There it is. Is it not gonna roll?
No, it
Nope.
rolled,
Okay.
and I will.
It
I will
it
be nice.
rolled. It.
I will be nice and take the first roll, which was 2 successes there, and it didn't have a complication. But whoa, that is a name you've heard
Thankfully.
before, and actually someone you already know.
Hadron, huh? Might have to pay him a little visit. Boys, it's been fun, she says, and leans back and like does like a shoulder clasp. If I wanted to reach you in case we ever needed a little bit of help, is there any way I could do that?
Oh. I'm sure you'll find us here next time, but if we see you out in space, for us, and all bets are off. But rest assured,
Hmm.
Captain Onach will see to it that you reach. If you cannot come to Stovall, we will put you somewhere honorable. Your end will be that.
Real quick, can I just... How drunk is he? Like, is he... I can guide him to his ship drunk? Or is he still
He
trying to stand for a few more rounds?
he's still standing for a few more rounds, and there are some among his crew that are less drunk.
Hmm.
This is a well-honed routine for them, so they are they're definitely they're prepared for this sort of thing.
So they have a designated staggerer.
Yes, and probably someone that has heavy weapons at the ready in case they need to cover the staggerer. Somebody sober enough to shoot straight. Ish.
Yeah. I was very much tempted to try and get them all drunk and then steal their ship, but I think I'm going to be nice and not do that.
Shooting straight,
All right.
unlike Ray's new character.
Oh God, I'm
Oh,
taking threat
buddy,
for
if you
that.
think Woe's not super gay, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Oh my
I'm
God.
taking 1 point of threat for bad puns.
Oh, I don't
I
think
am
you
never going
should.
to be able to speak again.
Hey,
Oh,
I have a tolerance. It has been exceeded.
this is you guys' fault. You guys made too many dick jokes, and here we are.
I,
Can't even make a goddamn pun.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Anyway,
Oh, I'm sorry.
well, as you start making your way back, Traven and Kresic are entering now. With the like flashing lights, gentle music. I would like your reactions as you are coming in. Kresic, first, how's your demeanor entering this place?
I don't like it. Too many people, too much noise.
Not enough water.
Too many people that should I just by a quick observation, I'm asking myself how they're still alive. More than likely due to alcohol consumption. Um, it offends all of my sensibilities.
Gotcha. Traven, what about you?
I love the energy in this place.
I figured. I guess the main question is, are you like head bopping along as you like crane your neck around and just take it all in?
Oh yeah, I'm slowly like doing a jig as I slowly distance myself from Kresic. Trying to sidestep away so I can get into some more antics.
But on um, there's an unmistakable 9 foot tall silhouette. I imagine stretched to marginally closer to her full height, although probably still a bit hunched, departing a raucous group of Klingons.
I head over to the captain if I can find him.
Well, it ain't like I'm hiding.
Okay. I wasn't sure, like, if you it sounded like you guys were kind of in this little secluded area, so I wasn't sure if that was still the case or not.
There's almost all of the booths are sort
Gotcha.
of semi-secluded, so
Gotcha.
people can,
So I'll
do
just head
their
over.
business, so to speak.
Gotcha. I'll just head over, Captain.
Classic.
You asked us to join you here.
I don't suppose you brought a scanner, did you?
I always have a scanner.
The Nausicaan,
Which one?
the one here, with his face in the table.
Have it
Me.
down.
I I
Yes.
have since DeCoth has his hand around the guy's neck. I kind of shake him like a puppet. This one.
You,
Okay.
you're a reptile.
I am a doctor.
And I can't tell if he's mad or drunk.
I see. And I'm going to pull out my scanner and scan the man.
Okay.
Does
Reason.
the scanner work, considering all of the dampening equipment?
That is a good question. Or do I have to go strictly off of what I can identify?
Given that this is a Gorn scanner, and one that I would presume, given your background, is meant to be a bit hardier, I will tell you what. I am going to spend a point of threat and increase the complication range.
Okay.
And the difficulty on this is going to go up to 2, I think.
Okay. Can I use one of my focuses, medical related focuses?
Yes. Although paranormal activity almost applies here, this man is haunted.
It's close. It's
I was
close.
going to say, yeah.
It's close, but I don't think it's quite there yet.
It might become so.
Reason in medicine for scanning, right?
Correct. Yeah, you do have to compensate a little bit for it.
I basically
but-
start pressing the thing right up against his head to make sure that I can
Yep.
get good scans.
Based on what you know of Nausicaan brain chemistry, this gentleman is showing signs of sustained periods of high stress, which could probably contribute to some mental and emotional disorders of varying sorts. Not all of this is something that you could diagnose by scanner if it were the case, but there are physiological signs that this man has been under considerable stress and for a very long period of time. There are also some slight signs of intoxication. You could guess that based on the alcohol content, he has had intermittent blood wine throughout the night. But it's
Slight face contusion from the table.
Yeah, slight facial contusion. You also notice that there, with the successes you got there first, I should say, that is one momentum back to you guys. You do notice that the harness he is wearing is not entirely cosmetic. It appears as though he has sustained several bodily injuries over the course of time. None of which are leaving necessarily a lingering effect for the most part, but there are signs of residual burns on his arms and legs, some bits of bone that was fractured and had since been set or repaired for the most part properly, but not entirely there. The harness itself appears to be serving as some sort of reinforcement to an injury to an injury to his neck and shoulders, and there are some parts that extend inside him as well. This man is essentially partly bolted together now.
He is drunk, severely stressed, and was tended to by a poor doctor.
Doctors, there were many.
Ah, good. Can you fix him?
Physically,
And mentally? There's a potential I see here. I need to verify the potential is real.
it would take time.
We have it.
Then yes. At least we could find out if he is crazy.
Which would be a good thing to find out. Take him back to the ship. Fix him.
Very well.
And do not give him free reign of the ship. Do
I
not
will
break.
not.
Do not break any ribs.
He will not. Come. And I kind of just grab him.
You may have to carry him.
I kind of grab him and sling him halfway over. Sling his arm over around my shoulder. And start halfway walking, halfway dragging him out the door.
Set a course, Dr. Reptile.
Why do I do this?
Because you enjoy it.
As I walk back out of the scene, back to the ship.
Yep.
Because you enjoy it.
Now, important question. Traven, did you stay with the group, or are you just out in the club at this point?
Are there pretty ladies in the club?
God.
I
There's
suppose.
Woe.
I
She's
suppose.
pretty.
There's definitely Woe. There are several Orions, other species that you don't recognize.
They all have the right parts, but they all have, yeah. And he wasn't here for my warning. Oh God.
Dang. So many options.
Dang, he says like he really feels bad about it.
Darn.
Somehow I'm detecting sarcasm.
I didn't know we'd given you advanced sensor suites there, Tabak.
I'm trying to think,
Yeah, sure.
because both situations could be potentially dangerous to my character.
And the doctor's not here to reassemble you.
Correct. I'm gonna get 2 drinks at the bar.
Okay, so a ways separated, albeit probably not too far off from the boisterous Klingon crew. A figure comes, like as a drink appears before you, even before you've ordered it. You're greeted by an Orion woman standing nearby. I can't say that we have much call for Trill in these parts. Are you lost there?
They're not usually on the menu.
I lean on the counter and I eye her up and down. No, I think I'm right where I need to be. Name's Traven. Traven Leck.
Traven Lex, a Trill far from the Federation. On an Imperial world, no less. What's your story?
It's a long one. I'm an artist. I'm a cook. Pretty good at it, actually. I was kidnapped by Romulans from a luxury vessel a few years back, and then I was traded around some Klingons after they raided the prison, and now I'm with the Klingon crew. with some other mixed variables, and now I'm here in front of you. I didn't catch your name, by the way.
Hmm. My name is, well, it's at once well known, but in this case it seems to be proprietary information. Or rather, at least it's a commodity and one worth trading here. Hmm, Romulans, you say?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
assholes. Let me tell you.
that's consistent. I'm curious, Mr. Traven Lex, what you know about these and so much else. Perhaps we can arrange a more private suite for you.
Wait a minute.
Oh, it's too late now, my boy. It is way too late.
You have
That
useful
sounds like
Dug
information.
I'm a
yourself.
prisoner with extra steps.
Does anyone have eyes on Traven?
No, I don't think so.
God damn it. Oh.
Someone wants to spend their determination to create the advantage to allow themselves to be present.
Hazard awareness?
That's a focus.
And
Oh, tell you what, insight security. Where's
Question.
Traven?
I'll spend it to.
where's
I'll
Traven?
do the determination.
Fuck him.
Oh, I just wanted to see what was going to happen
Yeah,
because this
that
is
is that is
I'm
zero
burning that
successes from
determination.
Raldar
determination.
there.
You guys are ridiculous.
Yep, so zero
Waiting for
successes
Woe to
from
get
Raldar
back.
on the check. Whoa, what value are you invoking to think about tracking down Traven?
I guess the pack is truly strongest together. She's like, where the fuck are my people?
Gotcha.
I don't know what else it could be, really.
Well, by tapping that value, you spend the point of determination, and you, as the ability is properly referred to, you make it so, and thus creating
Alright.
the advantage. Finding Traven a little bit, getting a little bit too close to the Orion that you met at the start.
I woke up. Is this guy bothering you? And I kind of grab his shoulder and pull him back towards me.
Hey, whoa!
Shut up.
Oh, it's no bother, and we were just having a polite conversation here.
Oh, this guy. He's not polite. He's a fucking menace. I'm gonna have to take him in.
I was like this close to a private suite. What is wrong with you? I used all the confidence
up,
I saved
Chase.
up for years of slavery for this moment. You ruined it.
Listen. Yes, I'm Captain Cockblock. Get the fuck off. Let's go.
Oh.
Take the drink with me.
Dasana just shakes her head a little bit, watching the two of you walk off. And she'll just turn back to it.
I'm gonna deposit him in front of the captain. Here's your cook. Being an idiot.
What did you do?
I was this close to getting a private suite with this fine green lady. It was like looking at an emerald gem.
Kalus's balls.
We'll slap him back.
No, avoid,
We're not doing
avoid.
any better.
Look at me.
Oh,
Avoid the green women, or you're doomed. Do not go with the green women. Do not try not to let them touch you. For I'm going to have Kresic make everybody nose plugs next time we're in this town. Pheromones. Okay? Pheromones. The females are in control, even if they get quote unquote sold as slaves. They're the ones in control.
I imagine Traven that
Fuck.
Tabok's just coming across as like archaic 50s dad or archaic 1950s Earth dad.
Women are the devil.
No,
Oh
just
my
Orion.
god!
Just Orion women.
Man,
Oh my god.
So,
this
with
part
all...
of the universe sucks. Everything's trying to kill you.
That's life.
Yes, yes, we're
Death.
in the Australia part of the universe.
Australia, the continent designed to kill you. If you need female companionship, anything but a green woman, and you will be fine. I don't want to hear about it. But if you need it, you can find it. You will have to pay for it. I'm certainly not paying for it for you.
It's all about the hunt.
The what?
From what I saw, Captain, you were getting it for free earlier.
That man worries me.
Well. Whoa, did you have fun doing... I hope you were doing something other than saving Traven for how Dawn you were along.
Yeah, it didn't take that long
how
to catch
gone
this
she
little
was
dude.
long?
It's the blood wine.
Ah,
Raldar has not stopped since you arrived, and he's not waited for the captain, unlike Dekoth.
Oh my god.
Raldar,
She eyeballs
Raldar,
Raldar.
you may want to slow down a bit, my exceptionally large friend.
Alright.
They
All
have
around.
been, you've been drinking pitchers, not mugs.
Yeah, and they're still weak.
Raldar fitness and medicine, please. Difficult.
Like,
I'm
go ahead.
I'm going to say difficulty 2, but I'm going to spend a point of threat to increase your complication range.
How? That's rude. That's rude.
It is. But hey, you meet it. These pictures ain't shit.
Well,
So
they
how
are.
you-
They just haven't gotten to them yet.
So what you doing? So what you doing? Anything interesting in the bar?
Oh yeah, there's a group of scallywags over there. She throws down the napkin. They gave me some scribbles on some decent trade routes to read, and the name of a former acquaintance. Then I might just have to pay a visit to.
Oh. Well, you get any names from them?
What
You know,
have you
maybe
been doing?
making sure that the captain doesn't get bullied by Narayan.
I want
Excuse,
that.
excuse me?
Oh, it's only a matter of time.
That's my job, thank you.
Where did this guy even come from? She points to whatever his name is. I can't remember.
Dekoth?
Yes.
Do you not remember the last planet we were on?
Nah, it's all a bit of a blur. I think I died a few times.
Well, so did he. So you're in good company. So that's where he's from.
Yeah, okay.
He was in the med bay until
Oh, you're the
whole
one with
house
the
recording.
12 broken ribs.
14, but who's counting?
Oh, 14, yeah, that's right. 14 for sure.
A flesh wound.
That's not what you were saying in the med bay.
I imagine that as Kresic shudders a little bit and ponders which bone he should say Dekoth broke next.
Such things may be possible.
We can re-break them if needed.
Ah, wow. The NPCs are getting more and more expendable.
All right.
But yeah, so
So, scallywags. They show you
Now,
any flags or give you any names so we know to scallywag away from them?
I can't remember. It starts with an O. It's not orgasm.
what?
Oh god.
Just
Something like
just
that.
just send that pilot of yours in to weed out the riffraff.
I mean, I don't think we should. I mean, he might weed them out, but they couldn't land for shit. So,
To weed them out with the ship.
Wait,
oh god.
Onak?
He
Oh
was
yes,
singing
yes.
some. He was singing some kind of a song about flying the ship straight into Stovocor's heart just a while back.
Yeah, he's jovial, very nice guy.
Yeah, flying the ship right to Stovokor. That sounds an awful lot like our pilot.
Yeah, but I liked him more.
O-N-A-K?
Liked. He's not dead yet.
Onak.
You say that.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. Why
What
do
the
you keep
hell is
saying the
he
name
doing
like that?
here?
Oh
The hell is
no.
he doing here?
Wait,
No,
you
no,
know
no, no, no,
him?
no, no.
Traven, you know him?
I thought that was Raldar talking.
Was it
I
Raldar?
believe it was Raldar
I'm sorry,
talking.
Raldar. Raldar, you know him?
He was my captain before you.
Oh.
Oh.
You never
Well,
did
let's
tell
go
me
say
what that
hi.
what no, let's wait on that. You never did tell me what that was all about.
Well, I am the last time I saw him, I may have stabbed him.
Right, right. And
And the
what
problem with that is what?
actually bad
Exactly.
happened though? Yeah.
That's how I got kicked out of the KDF.
What a bunch of wussies.
That's not normally an offense.
Well, I wasn't his direct subordinate, so they found whatever legal loophole they could to kick me out.
Probably because you're not Klingon.
Well, yes. I mean, I knew that. They didn't like me for that the entire time, so. What I want to know is why he's out here being a scallywag.
What I want to know is what by Kalus's gigantic left testicle is a scallywag.
You
I
sure
don't
didn't
know.
mention his balls a lot.
Every Klingon does.
They revere the mating helm of Kalis. Oh, this is the late night stream for sure. The thing is, the mating helm of Kalis is now canon thanks to Lower Decks.
Gosh.
So, but you were in the KDF
Yes.
as a Beck, or were you just a civilian on board?
Oh, I was a technical officer.
And you were an officer. Interesting.
Yes. I went through the whole academy and everything. Which
I
is
was unaware that non-Klingons were attending the academy. Well done.
I had my own ways of getting in. Also, real pain in the ass walking across a frozen lake.
I would assume so.
Because that's part of
Oh,
the
you poor
entrance exam.
creature.
imagine Raldar is now sloshing around his pitcher a little wistfully, thinking about all of this.
Times didn't get better. Ever. Chug.
Yep.
Chug. Chug, chug, chug. Ugh.
Um,
All right, so we have the doctor examining the crazy Nausicaan.
yeah. Who has
We
provided?
have
He's provided you one mission option as well as a possible crew member.
we have Ray's other self potentially joining us, which scares the crap out of me. Just because of the potential and level of silliness that affords Ray. So those are
You
those are
like
my
it. Don't pretend you don't like it.
And we have two little pucks to go find two other potential jobs, or at least talk to them about those other jobs. How late in the day is it at this point?
Local
Locally?
local time. You arrived in the dead of night, which for the nightlife here is great. In terms of your own arrival, it's probably like ship time was probably closer to late afternoon, getting into the evening.
All right, so it's actually dead ass night. So trying to find these guys is not the greatest thing to do in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Although,
Actually, I should ask.
in a sense, this is when the place is most alive, is kind of what you've gathered. And at least one of your clients is visible in the area. I would the only thing that we might be running into here is actual like constraints of our actual time here in meat space.
No, I understand. That's why I'm sort of doing the overview, so I can
Yes.
figure out what we're gonna do next
Yep.
in next session.
Yep.
Trying to help the GM out and
Fair
remind myself of everything that we just may or may not have accomplished. So I believe I'm going to. Kressik's not here. Raldar is getting himself tanned. Oh, well, chemically converted into walking leather. Woe is, as ever, woefully mischievous. And Traven is a
On the
danger
right
to
amount of
himself at the moment.
Okay, it's dinner time.
So I'm going to send Raldar and Traven for their own health and the health of others back to the ship for now until local morning. And Woe and me and the new guy whose name I
The Koth, sir.
the Koth, there he is. I had to find him. And we're gonna go find the nearest guy with a puck to go have a conversation about work, potential work. Does that sound like a plan? I mean,
Sounds
Traven could
good,
just
Captain.
stay here and get himself in trouble, but I don't want to have to go rescue his ass from another ship where he's getting kidnapped and sold as a toy.
I think Traven should stay.
Yeah, but the problem is
Just
he won't stay. Well, he will try to stay of his own volition, but I am pretty sure he just won't be here when we come looking for him later.
well, then I'll keep him at my side. I'll put him in my backpack. He'll be like a big dog on the subway in New York. In my bag.
Oh. Yeah, well, see, when you bring a dog on the subway, everybody pets it.
What is New
Well, he's
York? What
petable.
is this subway you're talking about?
I will.
Sorry,
show
a little
you
bit of the
guys
metaverse.
upstairs.
I apologize. A little bit of the metaverse was leaking in. My apologies.
What is this
saying I'm the
metaverse
one.
you're
Uh,
talking about?
You
Do we need
And-
credit
fool!
creds?
That's trademarked.
And you're saying I'm the one that needs to go back for my health.
and the
I
person
say we keep him.
person who's familiar with paranormal phenomena isn't here.
I'm never there when the paranormal phenomena comes up.
Well, in any case, yeah, Tabak, you are taking stock of the situation as the crew is, at least in parts here, are joined in a combination of merriment, puzzlement, and peril, attempting to
Apparel. Sorry.
A little bit of peril.
in attempting to discern your next step here. For on Zethlor, danger can lurk around any unsuspecting corner past the next door, and one can hardly know what cast of characters to expect on this world. But that's something more to figure out next time, when we will return with another session of Star Trek Adventures Broken Sword. So, for those on the recording, this is where we are going to cut off. You have survived the Oh My episode. We will see you again next week. In the event that you want to get all of this completely unfiltered, such that I can even apply a filtering to any of this, catch us Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. on twitch.tv/GM in the Great Barrier. And if you think that more of this should exist, how about you give us a follow, let your friends that are Trekkies know about this, and let them give them a follow, or let them come back and tell you that you were crazy to suggest it in the first place. In any case, I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you next episode.